Okay, so recently I was watching a video by Player Parker, who is a fellow Aussie YouTuber. He did his top 5 turn-based RPGs of all time. And I thought, okay, this is great. I'll do my own, but mine's not going to be turn-based. It also has to be games that are still in my collection. Look, I've been playing RPGs for 30 years now. My Sega Master System collection I got rid of years ago. Same with the Mega Drive and Super Nintendo. So what's in this list is totally different from if I still had the games. If I still had the games, then this list would be a lot different, but I don't own them, so I'm just basing this on what games I still have in the collection. And I have been playing RPGs for over 30 years, so I did get to the point where I did get burnt out from playing RPGs, believe it or not. It's just the way it was. I mean, I played pretty much every RPG on the Sega Master System, Mega Drive. Yeah, it's just incredible. I would have played over 100 RPGs for sure. But hey, let's get into this top 5 collection. And the first one at number 5 is Blue Dragon. Now, Microsoft really tried hard to crack the Japanese market. They had some of the best creators of RPGs working on this game. It's actually a very good role-playing game. For some reason, the Xbox never caught on in Japan. They really did try hard with this one and a few other games, but it never did. And, this was released on a Nintendo DS as well, but it's actually a very beautiful RPG. I never actually finished this. I got close to the end, and I got to get back into it so I can finish this game. I've still got my save files, I know that, but it's just an incredible game. A lot of people wouldn't have played this. This is a hidden gem as well. If you haven't seen this one, give it a go. It's a fantastic RPG. And coming at number 4 now, this game back in the day was amazing. Shining and the Darkness on the Mega Drive. This is the Japanese copy. I just love the artwork on this one. The artwork on the American copy of it is also great. I just had this thing for collecting Japanese games, but this is a great dungeon crawler RPG. I just love the music, the character design in this game was fantastic. Every time you come back from a dungeon, you might meet a new character. The story progresses. And I just love the whole thing of it. I mean, this was the golden. I think this was the golden era for Japanese RPGs, with the Super Nintendo and the Mega Drive / Genesis. It was a truly amazing time in gaming, especially when you had Secret Mana. You had all of those amazing games. You had a lot of Final Fantasies on the Super Nintendo as well, but this was a great game. Also, it's available now if you want to get it on the classic. I think it's the classic collection that was released last year with 50 games. This is great. Now, for some reason here in I guess you could, back then it used to be the PAL territory. The NTSC territory was America and Canada. Here and Europe was the PAL territory. Now with the Super Nintendo, none of the Final Fantasy games was released in this territory. The same with Super Mario RPG. I had a mate that went to America and he brought that game back, and I played it and loved it. I still to this day do not understand why either the Final Fantasy games or Super Mario RPG never got released here. It was just crazy. But luckily for us, Final Fantasy VII was released on the PlayStation. I remember when this was announced for the PlayStation, everybody was just like, wow. We couldn't get over it. It was like, wow, is this happening? Is this really happening? It sure was, and it was kind of like a turning point for Square Enix. They had always associated themselves with Nintendo, nobody else, and to jump on board with Sony to release this game, and man, what a great game this was. I spent many hours playing this game. I love the snowboarding scenes as well in it. But one of the best turn-based games I played from that generation was this game. It was a visually beautiful game, and have full motion video cutscenes was like we were in awe of that back then. I mean, you take it for granted now. I mean, every game that's released has full motion video and all these amazing cinematic cutscenes. But with this one, it was groundbreaking for us because we had those cutscenes, and it was just an incredible game. And they are remaking this game. I can't wait to get my hands on the remake of this to go back to it. It's one of the few PlayStation games that's still in my collection, and it's a truly amazing game. If you haven't played it, play it or wait until the remake. Either way, you're in for an amazing game. Now, coming in at number 2, I was a really huge fan of the Super Nintendo, but after that I kind of drifted away because of the PlayStation and all of that sort of stuff, and the Sega Saturn, what it could do. I didn't want a cart-based system anymore, so I didn't really get a GameCube. My mate had a GameCube, and I saw this game, which I absolutely loved. I absolutely adored this game. I was so tempted to get a GameCube to play it, but I never did. And years went by, and on the Wii U, which is behind me there, something that I never expected to see happened, and that was the HD version of Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. This game is visually beautiful with the cel-shaded graphics. A lot of people, didn't like this game because of that art style, but the Zelda games always evolve with every game, and you just got to go with whatever Nintendo does. And this is an amazing game. I just loved it, and to be able to play it in HD on the Wii U, it was a dream come true, because there was so many times I was tempted to get a GameCube just to get this game, but I never did. So will we see it on the Switch? I hope one day we will see the 3 games from the Wii, the 2 games from the Wii, sorry, and Wind Waker get a release on the Switch. That'll be so great. But if you haven't given this one a go, you need to. It's just an amazing game. It truly is. I just love the whole story of it, and how it's sort of a lot different from what I've played in the past. It truly is a great game. I can't rave enough about it. Now, coming in at number 1. Now, if you're a regular to the channel, I think you know what this is going to be, but if you're new to the channel, check the box up above. They'll take you to another video talking about this game more in detail. But my number 1 RPG of all time is actually 30 years old this year. I've been gaming for 30 years, and that game is Phantasy Star. This one is the Japanese copy. I just thought this time I got the English version of it, but I just thought I want to show the Japanese copy of this while I talk about it. First RPG I ever played. I didn't know what an RPG was. I spent many an hour playing this game to death. I mean, back 30 years ago, there was no internet. We couldn't look up anything for maps or tips or anything like that. And this game has some of the amazing 3D dungeons, and there's 16 level dungeons, and I would be sitting there mapping out dungeons and as I was playing this game. And the story in this game is purely about revenge. The main character is a female, which we never saw back then, apart from maybe in Metroid, but her brother is murdered by the evil King Lassic, and this game is mainly about revenge. She's out for revenge. It's not like Legend of Zelda where you're saving Princess Zelda, she's a damsel in distress or whatever. This game is purely about revenge for her brother's death. So it's an amazing game. It is available now on the Nintendo eShop. If you're into retro games, if you're into RPGs, JRPGs, get it. It's an amazing game. Like I said, check that link up above. I'll go more to it in detail. So that's it, guys. That's my top 5 RPG games of all time. This one is based on what games are in my collection still. It may have been a little bit different if I still had some of the other games. But you know, I got rid of games years ago. Maybe, you know, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past definitely would have been in this list as well, but I don't own it anymore. So yeah, that's my rules for this top 5. So, hey guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.